I grew up in a cult. Not a light, like cutesy little, no, a hard cult. I'm debating making this video for a long time because I wanted to get like all the details, all the lore, all the history. Also, my mom was a little iffy about me making it because it has like that little 0.51% of her body that is like, what if it comes after us? So I grew up in a cult, okay? And I grew up thinking it was a Christian spiritualist church. Growing up, there was always, on Sundays, there was church and there was a person, okay? It looked like regular church, chairs, everything. And in the back, tucked in the corner, there was a person that would sit, we would sing, chant, and he was essentially a medium for a spirit to take over his body and then deliver the message of the week. The spirit that would take over his body was essentially supposed to be Jesus. My entire childhood has been surrounded around spirits, that people can be overtaken by spirits, and it's all I ever knew. Now the history here is super long, okay? The things that have happened in my family and in this cult, I promise you we could make a Netflix show about. The biggest things I guess I can touch on is, one, church was a medium. I remember he would sit like this with his hands on his lap. We would be singing. He would immediately, voice changes, voice is different, mannerisms are different. I stay closed the whole time and he's just speaking the word. And I just never thought it was wrong because he would say the name of Jesus. I guess you grew up thinking that like demonic entities or whatever, they couldn't claim or they couldn't say the name of Jesus. Always weird to me, but deep down I knew. Then that was church service. Then on certain days, my cousins and I, this was a family cult. My cousins and I, we would have something that we would call desarrollo. All wore long white cloaks into the church. My cousins and I would sit in chairs, let's say 4 cousins here, facing each other, a thin walkway in the middle. There would be candles, there would be music. The head person of the church would walk back and forth, praying, speaking, may the spirits, may this come down, and let them feel something, see something, let them be overtaken. And I remember in my stupidity thinking like, please let me feel something, let me see something, I want to be overtaken, because at the time, again, that's all I ever knew. So in my head I'm like, I want to be the chosen one. Girl, no you don't. What we would call like our Wednesday church would be that. And church, to set the scene, I'll see if I can find a picture of it, was, like I said, church was benches and chairs, and there was an altar in the front with a picture of Jesus, a picture of Virgin Mary, a big like cup of water, different candles, different things. The all-seeing eye was dead in the center of the church. And then there would be certain situations that would be a little scarier because like I said, for the most part, it would be Jesus, or it would be a helping spirit. But then you would have those few days, random days, where you could hear like a internal struggle, an internal tussle, and then you would hear this, you would get like a deep scary voice. Keep in mind, the person who was a medium, their voice was not naturally deep like that, and it was Satan that overtook that, and he would start cursing and telling people to get the hell away, telling the leader of the church to get the hell away. And those were the things that would make me terrified as a child. Now, I'm keeping some things out as far as like who the person was or the leader of the church, just for their own privacy, because I mean, they're still very much active in that church cult. So it wasn't until I left that church and became a Christian and know what Jesus is and the Bible did I know, oh my God, that is absolutely wrong. And it's funny because literally all of my cousins, if not all, majority of my cousins, if not all of them, have left, and we're all like, yeah, we was getting sacrificed. I don't know what happened to the audio here. For some reason, stopped recording. But I said, let me know if you guys want me to go into more detail of the rituals and things that would happen. And also, towards the end of us leaving the cult, the shit that started going down. And let's just say it involves like pricking our finger and having to use our blood and being attacked. Or leave any questions that you guys have down below, because I'm done waiting. We're going to share it.